A-C-K.
Decoding is a word identification skill that allows readers to use the relationship between letters and sounds to recognize words in print. Readers use decoding skills to identify words when they read and to spell words when they write. Readers must be able to decode or identify words independently and rapidly in order to read fluently enough to understand what they read. Phonics is a highly recommended strategy for teaching decoding that enables beginner readers to read words independently and accurately so they can focus on understanding what they read rather than on struggling to sound out each word. You'll now watch a learner and a tutor practicing a strategy called Analytic Phonics. With this approach, learners analyze the sounds that make up a word.
Okay, Jonathan, so some of the exercises we're going to do today are going to help to build a foundation of the sounds that different letters have, so that the more we practice, it becomes automatic for you that when you see a letter, you know the sound that it makes, so that you will automatically blend those letters in and recognize new words and help you write new words and other words that we may not be familiar with. So it may sound fundamental, but it's a really solid building block that's going to get you to those long-term goals that we're looking for, okay? Okay, here's another way we can reinforce some of the sounds of those letters. Tell me what sounds you hear in the word dog.
D-og. Dog.
Good, good. Tell me what sounds you hear in the word log.
L-og. Log.
Good. How about what you hear in the word hog?
H-og. Hog.
Good. Now, what if we replace the G with the T and we have hot? What sounds do you hear in the word hot?
H-ot. Hot.
Good. How about if we change out the O and make it an A for hat? What sounds do you hear there?
At. Hat.
Good. How about when we have mat? What sounds do you hear in that?
M-at. Mat.
Mat. Good. Any other words?
R-at. Rat.
Rat. R-A-T. Good. Any more? I see one more. I can think one more, but you can think of more.
P-at. Pat.
Pat. And the sounds in pat are?
P-at. Pat.
If you take away the last letter, is there any other letters you can substitute and make a different word if you'd like?
Ham. Ham. Ham.
Good. Ham. Okay. Anything else you can think of if you replace that last letter?
That would be.
How about if we put the D there? Now we have had.
Had. Had.
Good. Okay. What if we switch the A for the I and you have hid?
Id. Hid.
Good. What else do we have under here?
Rid. Rid.
Rid. Good. Anything else you can think of replacing the R?
Ib. Bib. Bid. Bid.
Again?
B-id. Bid.
Bid. Good. B-I-D. Bid.
Bid.
Good. Anything else? How about the K? Now you have kid.
Id. Kid.
And the sounds again?
K-id.
Good.
Kid.
Okay. So Jonathan, we did a lot of work today. We went through a lot of sounds in a lot of different ways of practicing and reinforcing sounding out words and letters. What was your take on that? Did you feel good about it? What were the things that you liked?
I liked most of it.
Okay. How about the repetition? Did it feel too repetitious, or was it really getting easier every time we kind of covered some of the same things when we would do sounds and letters and words?
Got easier, but there are some hard areas.
So let me ask you as well, of all of the different ways that we practiced today, How do you think you would use some of these techniques and skills in your everyday life when you're out and about? How do you think you might use some of these?
I'll use them on like street signs, signs in stores, places, buildings, so I know where to go. Help me read better, know what the words are, and then spell them and write them out.
Good. Good. I'm glad it'll help, and we'll keep working on those then.
Okay.
Good.
You've just seen a learner and a tutor practicing phonics tasks that help learners identify words as they read and spell words as they write. This type of focused practice should take up no more than 20 minutes of any given lesson. You can ask your local literacy program or an adult literacy listserv for advice on curriculum choices that provide structured, sequential phonics practice.